Today I'm going to cover a very interesting topic. So I have worked in the medical device industry for a few years now, and I have noticed something very interesting about how many medical device companies approach quality. Disclaimer, I may be generalizing here, but I do see a pattern. So, in med device, there's a main theme around which pretty much everything revolves, and that is mitigations. Mitigations? What does that even mean? Alright, let's look up the definition of mitigations. So, mitigations is the process or result of making something less severe, dangerous, painful, harsh, or damaging. Sounds an awful lot like putting a band-aid on an already bleeding wound, doesn't it? And this mitigation-based culture drives a lot of important things in the industry. Med device folks prefer to mitigate everything because nobody wants a warning letter from the FDA, right? Don't know how to design a robust product? Just mitigate by way of risk management and having your design control documentation in order. Look, an approved design verification test report guarantees a robust product. Am I right? Don't know how to control, let alone eliminate, variation in your manufacturing process? Just throw inspections at it. That will mitigate the problem, son. Just kidding. One cannot inspect quality into the product. Everyone knows that. Recurring problems with the product? Just issue a CAPA, but make sure to spend at least a year working on it. And the documentation better look good. At first, I honestly wondered where all this mitigation-driven mentality comes from. Here's what I think is going on here. Med device is a very compliance-oriented industry. Companies tend to follow regulations to the letter. And that is great. Don't get me wrong. Compliance to regulations is very important. But only meeting minimum requirements of a standard won't get you very far. Or will it? Okay, so let's take a look at FDA's Medical Device Quality System Regulation, CFR 21820, which is pretty much the equivalent of the med device ISO standard, ISO 13485. So I looked at the relevant subclauses of the FDA regulation, which are production and process controls and acceptance activities. Both these subclauses talk a lot about inspections, tests, verifications, but nowhere do they mention anything about error prevention, error proofing, continual improvement, variation reduction, or pretty much anything along those lines. To put things in perspective, I looked at regulations from another industry, namely the automotive industry. Here's what I found in IATF 16949, the standard for automotive manufacturers and their suppliers. Section 10 of the standard is called Improvement, and it specifically speaks to methods for problem solving, mandates the use of error-proofing devices in manufacturing, and requires the organization to have a documented process in place for variation and waste reduction. What a difference a few clauses make. Okay, so my advice to med device manufacturers: don't just try to meet the minimum requirements of medical device regulations. Look outside of your organization, regulations, and even industry. There's a lot of good stuff outside of the medical device space that you could learn from or implement to ultimately make better products or offer better services to your customers. Alright, that's it for today. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this below.